Well, I guess first I want to thank all of you for coming out today and on such short notice. And before I get started with a few remarks, I want to thank the DeLashmutts for their vision and their generosity in offering this to the state. And the fact that they've done that is an unbelievable opportunity for us to preserve the home of our fifth president, James Monroe. And it's like Gail mentioned inside, sometimes he gets a little overlooked because we had 4 Virginia presidents before him, and it was the era of good tidings, and so everything
feelings,
was
I think. Yeah,
feelings. That's right. And everybody, kind of passes over that, but they shouldn't, because, like she said, he served in just about every conceivable office you can in this country, from House of Delegates to the Congress to the Senate. As the presidency, he was the Secretary of War and the Secretary of, at the same time, Secretary of State, like to France at the same time. And he was everywhere doing everything. And so he's maybe not gotten as much press and notice in the history books that he should have, or maybe we just didn't read enough. So I'm a history guy, and this, when I heard about it, and Heather came to me, I guess last summer, and almost a year ago, and told me about this, and that's when the conversations first started. I started talking with the governor as soon as I heard from her, because of my interest in history and my desire to preserve things like this, because I've watched too many things of historic importance go away, and once they're gone, they're gone. There's no getting them back. And so this is an opportunity that, in my view, is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. It's also an opportunity not just for the home, but for 1,240 acres right in the center of Loudoun County to be preserved in perpetuity, and that's a tough one to beat. So I'm very excited about this. With regards to my conversations with the governor, he was always interested in the property. He is a history guy himself as well, but he's also a numbers guy, and my brother is a numbers guy. And so his concerns, and I don't want to speak for him, I'm sure you'll get a chance to ask him, his concerns were a package that would basically sustain itself and not become a long-term financial burden of some sort, or something that wasn't properly thought through. And so we met here, and I asked him to come up, and the DeLashmutts were nice enough to open their home up, and Heather was here as well, along with others. And we talked through all of the numbers and all of the issues, and quite frankly, the governor amazed me at his knowledge of this project, his knowledge of all the details of it. I mean, this is a guy that this morning he's talking about dealing with almost 1,000 bills that they have to vote. Yeah, he has to vote yes on, no on, or send back with recommendations, unless if he's going to sign them with amendments. And so, and budget amendments like this. So here's a guy that's got a million things on his plate, and he took the time to come out here, and he took the time to know about the project and the property, and he took the time to thoughtfully make a decision and put it into the budget and in his budget amendments, which is extremely exciting to me. I think our work begins though now, because we have got to advocate, and we need to get all our friends out that are interested to advocate on behalf of this property and on behalf of the home that we included as a park. It went through the House unanimously, so I'm not so worried about the House, but I have concerns about the Senate. So we need to be in touch with our senators, and even some of the ones that maybe are not our senators, all of them, and express to them the need and the opportunity for this becoming a state park in Virginia. So, like I said, I'm extremely excited about it. It's been a lot of work, and my involvement in politics has always been sort of, I don't want to get out in front of my skis. I don't want to over-promise and underperform. I'd rather do the opposite. So most of the work was done behind the scenes, at least over the last few months, and I couldn't be happier with the outcome.
Well, I'd certainly like to thank you, Gary, so much for spearheading this, especially the visit with the governor and Heather, who has been working tirelessly on this project for a long time. It would mean so much to Tom and I, and to our whole family. Everybody is on the same page. If this farm gets a happy ending, that it's not developed, and people can just come and hike, camp, bring their horses, look at the furniture inside. Our fingers are crossed that Oak Hill remains as beautiful as it has been for the last 200 years.
Absolutely.
We've been working on this project for 2 years now, I guess. I first met the Delashmits. My organization exists to do exactly this. We help bridge the gap between private ownership and public ownership and solve those challenges that end up creating state parks from private land and bring all of the pieces and the people together that make that happen. We were founded on a dual mission of both economic development and also conservation. And I think this park and the opportunities to bring outdoor recreation here, historic education here, interpretation, is really what we have the opportunity here in front of us to do. Really grateful that Delegate Higgins was able to get the governor out here, and that the governor has put this back into his budget. That'll go back to the General Assembly on April 2nd. I haven't seen the final language yet, but he's kept this project alive. I think that we'll have to meet some additional hurdles, including making sure that all the funding we said was available is really available. That's really going to be the biggest thing. Out of a $52 million project, we've already secured more than $46 million. So we're looking to fill the rest of that gap over the next few months, and meet a couple of other steps that we're going to have to make, and then go back to the Senate Finance and House Appropriations Committee and the governor, and hopefully bring this across the finish line, hopefully before the 250th celebration next year. So that would really be the goal. I've been doing conservation in Virginia for more than 20 years now, and I've never encountered a family that is more single-minded and more generous in their efforts to preserve property and really bring it into public ownership, and that's a really special aspect of this project.
There is one other group of people I would like to take the opportunity to thank, and I'm sure there's more in the problem with thanking people. You always forget somebody. But I'd like to thank the Loudoun County Board of Supervisors for their contribution to this property and this prospect of saving it. They put a sizable sum of money into it. Phyllis Randall, Caleb Kirshner, and the rest of them were behind this, and I'm very thankful for that support. And they're excited too, as I've talked to them along the way, about this property being turned over to the state, and the state running a park here. So it's going to be a win for not just the state. It's going to be a big win for the county, and frankly, a big win for the country as well, to preserve this home.